Welcome to all the mini enthusiasts and classic car enthusiasts. I'm going to do another little update video on the Mini. We've had a bit of a change of a plan. Instead of doing the job correctly and taking the original sill off, somebody's done the kind of standard get a quick MOT by leaving the original sill on and putting another sill over the top of it. And I realised they were quite thick, but I didn't realise that it was quite so bad underneath. So we've decided to take the sill off. They looked okay, but they were a bit rough around the edges, and you could see that there'd been a sill put over it. And the giveaway is you can see that on the returned edge, there's instead of two returned edges, there's a third one. So I'll pick the camera up in a minute and I'll show you what we're going to do. So the plan is now is I'm going to take the subframe back off and I'll strip the car, take all the windows and everything out of it, and then I'll put it onto my, I've got a spit roast or a rotisserie that I made for the other Cooper, which is down in the lower garage where we do all our metal work mostly. And so I can repair. What I'll do is I'm going to England in a month's time, or 3 or 4 weeks time. I'll buy new inner sills and outer sills and some hinge panels for this and quite a few other bits and pieces from Mini Spares. But somebody commented on the video that I did yesterday on the Mini. His name's, I'll just check it, it's John Stout, I think's the guy's name. Yeah, John Stout. And he basically said, it was basically, he said, you know, I have a little word of warning. He said if you're doing any welding, it's something I should have mentioned actually from a safety point of view, but if you're doing any welding, you need to be very careful, and really you should have a fire watcher. But I completely stripped the car out of everything before we did any heating on the bottom to get rid of the old underseal. But apparently he was doing some hot work under the car, from what he tells me on YouTube, and the seat belts weren't out, which they are in this car. They've been out from day one, when I started to strip it, and the seat belts were lying down, and when he started welding or whatever he was doing, some kind of work with heat, the belts went on fire, being webbing and that, and I guess carpet, whatever it was, and apparently the whole car went up on fire. Lost the car from what he's telling me. So it's a good point that, just be careful when you're doing anything like that. Try and have somebody fire watching, or minimum when you're working, you know, come out and check. I know people who have been welding on exhaust and they've set fire to cars, so it's something to be very much aware of. But what I'll do, I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you what we're up to now. So, but I mentioned to you yesterday, I'll pick the camera up and show you these photographs. Unfortunately, they look better, they come out better on the computer, on the laptop, than they did when I tried to print them out just now. So, but I'll show them to you anyway, and hopefully you can see what's going on. And I always try and use these pictures as an email. And again, that's the email address. David Turner, that's me. I live in Austria. I'm from England, obviously. You can hear my accent, but I live in Austria. I've been here about 15 years plus. And that's my email address. davejaguar66@gmail.com. So if you've got any comments, because I've got some problems with the comment box, I can't reply back to you, unfortunately. It's not because I don't want to, it's just I can't. And I'm terrible with computers, so if you could just write to me on Gmail if you've got any advice or any comments, or you want to know something, or something I can help you with, then please do that. DaveJaguar66, just like the YouTube, @gmail.com. Right, so what I'll do is I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you these photographs. There's only a few of them, but I'll show them to you because I want to make sure they're the right order. Yes, they are. Yeah, so I'll pick the camera up. Okay, so this friend of mine who lives not far from me in Austria, and I was telling him the story about how he has, I think he has 60 minis inside his workshop and probably another 40 in bits and pieces outside. I mean, he's just a mini nut, absolutely, you know. His name's Max. Mad Max, perhaps I should call him. But you can see there, this is some of the cars he's got. And you see the cars on the top? He has almost like shelving. What he's got is a forklift with a floor that he puts down. He pushes the minis on, then he lifts them up, then pushes them back. There's 6 in each of those top bays and 6 under each bay there. So that's one side. Unfortunately, it's not very good, but I'm pretty sure nobody's ever seen anything like that. This is one of the on the left-hand side of his garage. Again, you can't see it very well, but you can just see the headlights. So there's 6 cars on the bottom. So there's 3 there, 3 behind them, and then another 6 on the top part. And you can see how he's got they're stacked away. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. There's 60 cars in this place. There's another one. You can see how this is how he's done the flooring in them. And he's got, I mean, he's got every kind of mini you can think of. Yeah, there's another picture there. You can see them all stacked up on there. He's even got a turbo ERF, the very last one ever made. He's got. Anyway, so I'm lucky enough to have this guy just 50 k's from me. So what I'll do is I thought I'd give you a quick look at this mini. These were them shelves that I had made when we were doing the white XK. And I put all the bins in them there. They look quite nice. There's another 2 still to come down. And you might see that the Land Rover is missing. It's on the back of my trailer, and I'm taking it to Vienna tomorrow, where the white and the red XK150s are, and I'm going to store it up there for a couple of years. So I've just got too much work to do with these 2 XKs plus the Cooper and the other Cooper. So anyway, going on to the Mini, which is really what this was about. So as you can see, there's the sill that was on the outside of it, and it looked okay from the outside. The one on the inside was completely rotten, and you can see how bad it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'll put new inner sills in it, because the rest of the floor is really nice condition. You can see here on these B pillars too. I'll just get this on. You can see that it's quite nice down here, but obviously it's not bad. It's pretty bad up in the corner. So I'll put new, and then I'll get strengtheners for these as well, because obviously with the Mini Sport Yokohama wheels, these wheels, you need to cut the arches, but there are special pieces you can put into the arch to give it, because obviously without any kind of lip, this thing will just wobble terribly. So and somebody's put the old piece, somebody's quickly welded the old piece in that they cut off the lip, which is a bit of a bodge, but anyway. So as you can see, yeah, it needs quite a bit of work. So I've decided it's a 20-minute, half an hour job to take this off now, this subframe. So I'm going to take the subframe off, put it on the rotisserie, and I'll completely rebuild all this floor. Not the whole lot, but just the inner and outer sills, and these front floor pans I'll put in new, and I'll sort this front out. But like I say, the normal giveaway is that this edge gets quite fat because of the rust, and obviously they hadn't done any rust treatment. They just whacked it on and done it. And I mean, look, you can see how many welds there was in it. There's one spot weld, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Look, there's only a few of them. It was pretty ropily put on, and you can normally see it. If you put your finger here, you can feel that that's the second sill that's been put on it. So I'll just take you over the other side, and you can see here. I mean, you look at that sill and you think, oh yeah, you know, it looks okay. It's a lot better than most of them. But underneath it, it's rotten, because they just put another one onto it, and you can see how thick that is. There you go. There's a perfect example how thick that edge is, because they just slammed it straight over the top. And if you put your finger there, you can feel there's a massive difference, because they just fitted straight over, and it's rotten inside. So this is something to be aware of when you're doing minis. So yeah, you're going to see a bit more of it stripped down. So I'll bring I've got almost like a chicken spit rotisserie that I did the other Cooper on. So I'll put that in as soon as the front end's out anyway, and it's to say it's half an hour job to take that rear subframe off. Not a big deal. But I have to take all the glass out first to make it a little bit lighter. But as I say, be careful with these things, because look, you know, as I say, you know, it looks all right, and if you bang on that, it's absolutely solid, but underneath it's absolute crap. It's just rust, and I'm not going to this extent. And